Okay, so we talked about morning routine versus morning ritual last week. That was super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Today we'll be talking about reclaiming your evening. Same concept, like ritual versus routine. Um, how do you think we should start out with that? Do you want to talk about like, I think both of us are sort of like looking for evening routines, so we could talk about like where we are now and kind of start from there.
Yeah, I like that. I also was thinking about do you consider your evening like what's the start point of your evening? Is it when you close your laptop and your workday is over? When do you start? What's the start line?
I think there's kind of two lines for me. There's sort of like the point where like I close my laptop and I'm not working on anything actively anymore. And I'm sort of like, you know, watching TV or like reading a book or hanging out with the hubs because he's home from work or, I've got a glass of wine, right? I sort of like, we're getting dinner ready. So there's sort of like that part of it. And then I also
Mhm,
think there's like a separate part of like going to bed routine.
mhm, mhm.
Those are almost like two different sections of my day, but they're like back to back, so it could be like one long routine, but I like the idea of having like relaxation period and then focus on bed period,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking about that because I was thinking about how they feed into each other, and if there is something that happens, if there's like a cue either in your environment or a cue that you like set for yourself that helps you transition from the like evening routine to bedtime routine, bedtime rituals to kind of help get you started. So that was my first thought. But where I'm at now is dependent upon the day. So if it's a day like today, or let's say 3 days out of the week, post workout, because I started working out in the evening after work. So post workout, come home, shower, we eat dinner, and then we lounge for a little bit. I usually try to get in bed like 10:30. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to sleep at 10:30, but like be in bed to give myself the time to just lay in bed to help myself fall asleep. Because I was really into like trying to master my sleep maybe a few months ago. And there's science that women need more sleep than men. There's science that the amount of time that you spend in bed correlates to more sleep. So basically, like if you want to get 8 hours of sleep, but you get in bed at the start of the 8 hour mark, you're not going to get all 8 hours of sleep because you won't be asleep that whole time. So now I spend like 9 hours in bed in order to get 8 hours of sleep, which is why I go to bed at 10:30. Once I'm in bed, my husband and I will say what we're grateful for that day. And then we'll smooch and it's bedtime. Eyes are closed.
Nighty night, sleep tight. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. What
um
about you?
it's a little different here because my husband gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be at his place of work by like 4:30. He has to be there at 5, but he likes to be there early just in case there's some kind of traffic accident or something crazy.
A responsible
So he would
man.
very like so responsible. So he goes to bed at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Sometimes he falls asleep on the couch at like 5:30. So like this past weekend we had friends over and we were like out in the sun and like swimming and grilling out. So like lots of outdoor activity and air. He was falling asleep on the couch at 4:30. I'm like, we're not even doing dinner tonight, are we? And he's like, mm-mm. Um, and when we were on vacation a couple weeks ago, my sleep time was like moving way the other direction. I was like midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm still trying to recover, like to try and like come back to like 8:30, right? That's sort of like
Mhm.
my prime time because I want to be like up and moving at like 6 or 6:30. And then I have this weird middle of the night where I wake up in the middle of the night and I've got like 2 or 3 hours. And I'm like, no, I need like my 7 hours of sleep. And so I'm trying to get back to sleep.
Mm.
I'm trying to get back to sleep. So yeah, when I had really good sleep is when I did have to get up for work at like I had to be at work at like 5:30. And so I would have to go to bed at like 8. And I had a really good routine of like, wash the face, right? And like putting the magnesium spray on my legs because that really helps me sleep. Fall asleep faster and stay asleep the whole night, which I have not been doing either. So I think a refresher on my evening routine is like a worthwhile adventure at this point. So yeah. My evening looks like close my laptop at like 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My husband's home by then. We do whatever we're doing for dinner. We have TV shows that we watch, or I'll watch a movie or something. He goes off to bed. I'm up sort of like mindlessly. I've got TV on in the background and I'm like playing games on my phone or whatever, like doom scrolling. And I'm like, okay, like I'm sleepy now, so I'll go to bed like whatever time that is.
Mm-hmm.
No real routine at this point in time other than like what's going on with my husband's routine. So
Yeah, just a little mirroring. And sometimes that's so helpful, like having somebody else to be like the catalyst of like, okay, I guess I could go to sleep now. I'll follow this. This doesn't seem like such a bad idea. I definitely
it's
would say
like,
that.
let's go to bed.
Yes, I'm that person in my household, but also because I'm tired. I'm like, okay, I've yawned 3 times. That means it's time to go to bed. If I yawn one more time, I'm not gonna want to get up from the couch, and nobody wants that for me because I get very cranky and like upset at the adult things that I have to do, like floss and brush my teeth and like all of those things that like are good things for you to do before you go to bed. If I get to that last yawn and I'm still on the couch, I'm just gonna be like, forget about it. My
It's
skin won't
over.
live. Yeah. I'm just gonna have to deal with whatever the consequences are. I floss tomorrow.
I guess that's kind of my thing too. Like by the time I'm going to bed, I'm just so tired. I don't feel like doing any routine. I just, and my sleep, right? Like my Fitbit tracks my sleep, and my sleep shows that like when I go to bed, like it's right then. I'm out. I'm done. Right. I'm not like tossing and turning, which I really can't be because my poor husband, if I'm flipping and flopping around in the bed,
Mm,
he's going to wake up and not get a good night's sleep either. So there's some positive points to that, but I don't know. I think I would like to have more ritual in my evening, sort of like relaxing myself and like not forcing myself to that point, but like helping myself stair step into that, I guess, in a way.
yeah, no, I agree with you. What kind of things do you think you want to put as a part of your evening ritual? Have you given it any thought?
Um, I like the like wash my face and like do my lotions and potions on my face. I feel like I could probably do some stuff with my hair too. Brush the teeth, right? Like all that kind of flossy, all that kind of thing. Um, yeah, I would not mind like having a time to stop with the electronics.
Mm.
That's something I think that would be good for me in a variety of ways, but like just sort of like, nope, it's this time. Electronics are off, TV's off. We're just reading until we're sleepy or something like that, maybe. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I like that. I also could probably use the electronic cutoff time. I'm not typically it's rare that I will be doing a evening scroll. I try my best not to get into scroll. I also am very strict with myself when it comes to social media. It's like I pick it up. I'm like, what do I want here? Like, what am I trying to see? What do I want to feel? Am I trying to laugh? Whatever. And if once I get that, can I get off? And if I get that and I don't get off, it's like, okay, well, what else are we seeking? Like, why are we still here? What are we trying to do? I've also learned that I don't think I follow enough people to have good social media every day. So I have to give it like 3 days to get all the good content. And then I can
Yeah.
spend 30 minutes on there because, like, everything's a banger. Everything's the funniest thing that I've seen all week. And like I'm having the best time. So but on the occasions where it's like that, like it's like hard to get off because like, man, everything good that happened this week is right on my feed. So I think a cutoff time would do me some good. I also think a not necessarily like a mirror of my morning ritual where the morning ritual is trying to get me prepared to start my day and be a person. My evening ritual, I feel like, is more about release, like letting go of the day, like whatever happened has happened. So thinking about a practice that lets that that encourages that, like, okay, it's happened, it's over. And then I have also been a person in the past who's written down what they want to do for the next day, as a
Mm.
part of their evening ritual to help keep me accountable to like, okay, maybe I had this thought of something that I wanted to do, but I didn't have time to do it today. Is it still a priority? Do I want to write it down, put it on my to-do list for tomorrow?
Yeah, I like the idea. I used to do this, oh gosh, my 30s, I think it was. And I just had so much going on at work that I had to like brain dump before I went to bed. I just sort of like wrote down everything, all the stuff that I had left to do, all the thoughts that I was having, the stuff that I was worried about, right? Like stuff coming up. And I sort of just was able to like dump it out, right? And like, to your point, kind of prime myself for sleep. That's sort of like, you're talking about this, and I'm thinking like, if you think about an engine, right? Let's say like it's springtime, we have our tractor, right? And so we have to sort of like de-winterize it and get it started and primed and ready to like do work. But you also like in the fall and in the like coming into winter, you have to prepare it for winter as well. And there's like a different set of things that you need to do to sort of like, I don't want to say unprime, but sort of like prime for the other season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the brain dump. That is definitely something that I can stand to incorporate. Just like I think if there's a tech cutoff time, the thing that you do after the tech cutoff time is the brain dump, and or I only read or whatever. Like I'm going off screen. So what are the things that I can do off screen that will be still engaging for my brain and helpful for my brain to know that it's time to go to bed?
Yeah. Yeah. You're actually making me think about the identity studio thing where I have a space for an evening thing. So that will be my last electronics, right? Is sort of like engaging with that. And then, after that is sort of like wash my face and whatever. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to add? Like, do you feel like drinking chamomile tea or anything like that is like appropriate? I think everybody has their own like thing. Like, I don't want to ingest anything after a certain point because I'm like, just like let the body chill out, just let it do its thing.
I am a tea drinker at night as a digestive aid, but it's usually like a peppermint tea. There's a sleepy time tea that I also like from Trader Joe's. It's called Well Rested. Sometimes I'll have that if I know I'm trying to get 10 out of 10 quality sleep. But that's usually like post dinner wind down time. I think that it is one of the things that I do to let my body know like, okay, we're preparing for sleep, but it's still like an hour and a half to 2 hours before I'm going to bed. I'll have that tea. And it's not every night. It's just when I like feel like it, especially if I've eaten close to bedtime. I'm like, let's speed this digestive process up. I want to go to bed and not be like hot because I'm still digesting or uncomfortable because I'm still digesting. So the tea will get the things going. I'm trying to think, is there anything I do? I think, what do the girls call it? Skin cycle. So I have a different like face potion that I put on every night. So that changes as a part of my ritual. And I have the LED face mask that does the like red light, blue light, all of those things. And so a couple of nights out of the week, that takes longer because I need to put the mask on and let it do its thing before I put my potions on and go to sleep. So yeah, that's a part of my ritual. My husband recently has been like, man, I maybe need to do a little bit of a better job taking care of my skin. You're gonna look young for a long time. You're doing a lot of things.
He's
I'm like,
gonna look
yeah.
like a cradle robber. Yes.
I'm like, yeah, you might want to catch up, okay? But I think that's it. I think those are the only things. Oh, we play sleep sounds. We play ocean waves,
Mm.
sleep sounds in our bedroom as we are drifting off to sleep. And that is something that I notice a difference when I go on vacation and I don't have my sleep sounds. It does impact the quality of my sleep.
Yeah, my sister has like a machine that does sleep sounds for her. It's basically like white noise or like beach waves or like you can kind of pick a couple different things. But she works overnight, so she has like a strange sleep schedule.
Oh,
Her circadian rhythm is kind of off because she works nights and like the daytime sunshine, she doesn't see a lot of it. So that helps her, and she takes it with her everywhere she goes. So that's like a
smart.
must-have for her. Yeah. We don't have one of those. I've done it on my phone before, and it is like relaxing. I've done like sleep frequency music or like the bowls, the sound bowls.
Oh
They have
yeah.
like sleepy time stuff. So I've experimented some with that, but yeah, I think that would be a good idea too. We just have the bathroom fans in our apartment are so loud. That's sort of like the white noise that we
Something you can always hear. That reminds me, I didn't say this before, but we also have a no phones in the bathroom rule at night. So
Oh,
at night when we go into the bathroom and it's time to start brushing and flossing and washing our face and stuff like that, nobody can be on their phone.
it's a good idea.
Yeah. So that's an
Let me
official,
get
like
you.
that's the most official phone cutoff. It's like, okay, once you start doing this thing, which is the last thing you're gonna do before you go to bed, don't look at that screen.
Yeah, I almost want to like charge my phone in the office when I'm trying to go to bed, right? Like, but my alarm is on my phone, so excuse me. So I'm kind of like, wait, oh,
Does your Fitbit have an alarm feature?
I haven't. I don't know. I haven't turned it on. I was so tired of the notifications for my Apple Watch that I just was like, no notifications. I'm
Ah,
like, just leave me alone. That
yeah.
might be one that's like worth it though. We were just talking about like the gentle wake up, little buzzing thing. It
Mm-hmm.
does. It makes that feeling because when I turn it on to do my walk, it goes like buzz, buzz, buzz. Like, okay, we're starting. So I know it has something like that. It probably has a feature for an alarm in the morning. So I be checking that out today.
Yeah, let's see.
And you can set one for the evening too, right? Like, oh, electronics off, girl. It's
Hmm.
time, right?
Hey, she's a smart lady. I like that.
Yeah. Check that out today. Sure. Okay. If you're comfortable, I did ask our GPT that I made for our CNC Mindset Factory for some talking points about rituals versus routine for evening. Um, yeah, segment one, as is what our current evenings look like. We have a prompt for our listeners. What's one thing that you do at night that feels like an obligation, and one thing that feels like a little gift to yourself?
Mm. Obligation, flossing my teeth. That's not a gift to me. I mean, I have tried to reframe it. Actually, I saw something of like a dental dam of plaque. I can't remember what it was called, like a plaque dam or something like that. Like a person had so much plaque that it like had taken over their teeth. You couldn't even see their teeth anymore. So sometimes I think of that when I don't want to floss. It's still an obligation and it's a scare tactic that I use for myself. But yeah, that'll never be fun. Gift to myself in the evening. I think my skincare stuff feels like a gift. It's always a nice little, yay, I'm taking care of my skin.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted to say too, you're talking about like the flossing thing. We had talked in our last recording about uh, ritualizing brushing our teeth as a way of looking forward to our future health, and that sort of thing. I feel like you might be able to sort of pull on that a little bit with flossing. I probably need to do that too because just brushing your teeth is just so mundane. It's just who wants to do that? We need to ritualize that one. I think that's like first on the list.
Yeah. Sometimes I think, man, my dental hygienist is going to say something nice to me because I've been flossing my teeth this whole time. Because usually they will read you for filth if you have not been doing things right.
Oh yes,
They
yeah.
will say, like, I can see that you have not been following my instructions from the last time. And I don't want that. I want them to say nice things to me about how, wow, it looks like you're taking really good care of your teeth.
Well, just think of it this way. I am making sure that my teeth will not be tattling on me. No tattletale teeth.
Yeah, I like that.
One thing I do at night that feels like an obligation, I think just being on my phone, like just sort of like zoning my brain out with like games or like social media or whatever. I've been doing it for so long, it just feels like an obligation. So like nobody cares if I do that or don't, but that's just like it's so habitual. It just feels like an obligation. One that feels like a little gift to myself. I would say like wine with dinner as part of my like
Mm.
wind down routine, which like alcohol isn't great for sleep. So I don't know that that actually is a gift, and I don't know that it actually is a health benefit, even though it does relax me. I feel like I want to have more um, internal control about like my relaxation and not be looking for something external to make that happen. So I need to make room for that. And that will be a big gift to myself, I think.
Yeah, I love that. I definitely hear the phone obligation. I wouldn't have thought of it in that way, but I think you're right that like it's such a habit that so many of us have had for so long. It's like, okay, especially if you are, regimented through the day. Like say you work all day and you aren't really on your phone. So when you get to the evening, it's like, oh, I'm obligated to catch up on all of the things that I missed, on all of the things that I didn't participate in, read, hear about, check all of my messages, do all that, clear all that stuff out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that my brain is thinking to like me being in like high school when you're sort of forming these routines about going to bed, and me and my friends were always up on AOL talking until like midnight, right? So it's just like very ingrained in sort of like who I am for like a very long time. Because you didn't want to miss out, right? That the whole FOMO thing, right? It's like
Oh
midnight
no.
and we're all in our houses in our pajamas, just like, typing jokes back and forth to each other, talking crap about somebody. So I think that is like more ingrained than I imagined it would be, but I think that's definitely a part of it. Like I've been electronic at night for like a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Segment 2, reimagined evening. I think we did kind of touch on this a little bit. What would a nourishing evening feel like, not just look like? We kind of went through some of that. What do we want our evenings to support? Nervous system care, creativity, decompression. I think, yeah, this is like a good spot to talk about, like, again, the seasons of our lives are just going to require different things. So staying in tune with like what our lives and our bodies need as we're looking at what the nighttime routine is going to change over time.
Yeah. And I think even can change throughout the course of the week, right? Because for me, there's 2 nights out of the week where I'm out doing my fitness coaching, working up until the time that I get home. I have dinner. So the evening routational. I don't know what that rotisserie chicken. I don't know what I was gonna say.
Yes, rotisserie chicken.
It is compressed instead of, like 4 hours. There's maybe 2.5 hours between when I get home, eat dinner, and when I want to be in bed. And so those nights, it really is about decompressing. It is about like, I want to watch a TV show. I don't want to think. I don't want to talk. I've been, engaging with people for the past 4 hours. I just kind of want to lay here. And then the other nights out of the week, it can be a blend between like really just about successfully priming myself for the next day, like giving myself some space to let whatever that day is go release, but also some space for creative thoughts to think about, okay, well, what can be different tomorrow and how can I make tomorrow look more like what I want for today? So I feel like for me, it changes night over night because of what happens in my day and what like my schedule looks like and needing to account for that.
Yeah, totally agree. I think, yeah, my husband's off on Fridays and Saturdays, so I try to like, you know, cordon off the rest of the week from that time that we get to spend together. And yeah, like the nighttime routine is just about the same though. He doesn't stay up much later because if he gets his sleep schedule off, it's like really hard for him to get back on it. He does not like getting up that early. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like very supportive about that. So most of our nights look pretty much the same night overnight. For now, I think, as life changes and career paths change and things like that, it'll look different for sure. How might we reclaim this space? I'm sorry. How might we reclaim this time as a place to land rather than perform? I think we kind of talked about that, like priming up for the morning and sort of like preparing for winter in the evening,
Yeah.
preparing for hibernation, right? We'll talk about it that way, and not just like eating everything in sight, but like emotionally and like mentally preparing.
That was the very first place that my mind went. I was like, yeah, how can I squirrel away a little bit more food at night? That is a good idea.
The prompt for this segment is if you had just 30 minutes, I cannot read today. I need to get my brain together.
Rotisserie chicken.
Rotisserie chicken. I love it. telling you, I'm going to go to the store tonight and be like, I have got to have rotisserie chicken because she said it today. And I'm like, here for it. If you had 30 minutes just for you before bed, what would you want to fill it with? We talked about that a little bit.
Mm. Wait, what's your answer? I'm curious.
Oh, I want to fill it with not scrolling. I want to fill it with sort of like meditating and brain dumping, journaling kind of a thing. And then lotions and potions, girl. Just the lotions and potions and like brushing the teeth and like, yeah, all that kind of thing.
I like that. Okay.
Next segment, rituals that work, science and soul.
Ooh.
This is like the juicy part. Here we go. The brain body connection, circadian rhythm cues, dim lighting, quiet routines, signal sleep readiness, nervous system regulation, activities like deep breathing or warm tea activate rest and digest mode, right? You're on the path with
Hey.
that. Quality sleep equals emotional resilience, hormone balance, and better cognition. This is why we're crabby when we don't sleep well, right? Like that's 100% it.
1000%.
And I think sleep just like really can mess with your hormones if you're not getting enough or getting good quality. I think that I've felt that like the cortisol, right? And like the stress of it. And there's just so many implications for like what that does to your body and your brain.
Yeah, I can definitely tell. I mean, looking back on my first career as a teacher now, days when I was like, I'm just not having it with these kids. I cannot, don't talk to me, don't do anything. Please, I know that it was more sleep based than anything else because on the days that I can tell even now in my fitness job, now it's just like the level of engagement that I offer varies depending upon that sleep. The more sleep that I have, the more energy that I have in the tank, the more that I want to work with you, support you, help you get this exercise right. The less sleep that I have, the less energy that I have in the tank, the more that I'm just going to show it to you once, encourage you over the microphone to do it differently, and pray that you get through this workout safely. Like I don't have it in me to do all of the one-on-one interactions. And I can tell that it really is just sleep-based. Because I'm like, how I feel about the job, how I feel about this person hasn't changed, but how I feel right now today, because I haven't had enough sleep, is impacting my performance significantly.
Well, and look at like how much, just exactly in what you're saying, it's a perfect example about how sleep affects your mindset and like how you go through the world, right? And like that's how people perceive you. If you're like crabby and like irritable and like, and it's about sleep, right? Like, so the mindset and like the self-care is just so intermeshed. They're just like the right and left hand. I'm totally seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious for you if you have anything that you do when you haven't slept well to help yourself still show up.
Oh, I think that actually harkens back to people pleasing, right? I slap a smile on my face and like move through and like I have my customer service voice on, you know? I definitely have used caffeine as a crutch. I used to be like just such a caffeine monster. That was the only way I could drag my carcass out of bed, you know? And then I have like anxiety because I have too much caffeine in my system. And, you know, I'm just holding it all in, like not telling anybody I have a problem, right? Like, oh, I'm fine. Da, 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 da. Just kind of fake it. Like really, I don't think it's healthy, but you know, that's typically how I've dealt with it. And I think napping also is like really wonderful and great. There's some stats out there about like, too, it's like good for your heart health. People that nap have like 40% less chance of having a heart attack in their lifetime.
I love that.
Yeah, I gotta look. I'm like making up stats, but it was something like incredible. Like, are you kidding me? I could nap every day and it would be great. The only problem with that is sort of it's like a sleep snack. So if you're already tired, you just want to keep sleeping and there's other stuff to do. And then it's kind of a pain to get up again. Other days, like my favorite nap in the world is like when I was young and we used to go to the lake and they had this like, my room was like the porch in the back, but it was like screened in and everything.
Ooh.
And so we would go to the lake and we would swim and be in the sun and have like grill out and like a campfire, whatever. And then we would come in and take a nap before we had dinner, and like the windows are all open and there's like this breeze coming in off the lake, and it's just like, yeah. And you wake up and you feel like, I just saw Jesus. Like you just, and like you're hungry, right? Like your body is like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
And you slept for like an hour and a half or 2 hours or something, but you're like, I need like a sandwich or something. This was like intense sleeping. So when I talk about nap, that's like the nap that I want. It just doesn't always work out like that. So
Yeah. I love that. I could see that lake house. I could see the fenced in. I felt like I was right there, and I know how cozy that is. That reminds me of the sleep that I used to get as a kid post like the wave pool, at an amusement park.
mhm.
I could go to sleep and I could still like feel the waves washing over me, and I would sleep like a lumberjack. Like I had really worked a full 12-hour shift, and I really needed all of that rest, and that was some of the best sleep that I feel like I've ever gotten.
Yeah, I'm curious too, like if we were more mindful about like napping and like how we go about napping, kind of like we're talking about, like if we had a napping ritual, I guess,
Mhm.
really, if we went to sleep thinking about these things that are like core memories for us, if that would help us get that kind of like nap,
I feel
that
like
would
it's
be
worth it,
interesting.
worth to experiment, because once you said that, I was like, I feel like if you visualize that before you try to go to sleep or try to take a nap, your sleep will probably be like, yeah, we know, we remember, we
Well,
can take
and
us
you've
back
got the
there.
beach waves going, right? Like the sound going, right? Like really
Uh-huh.
kind of pump it up. I'm into it. We should do
Yeah.
like a napping challenge, if you will.
Yeah, I'm into that. I like that a lot. I think to the original question of like, how do you adjust when you have not slept well to like still show up in the world? I agree with you that like a lot of the things that we are taught to do are people pleasing things of like just fake it till you make it, still show up. And so I usually like don't have any extra caffeine. I don't fake it. Like I give what I consider to be like the bare minimum of what my effort is. And
Yeah.
as a people pleaser and recovering perfectionist, like usually what I'm doing is 110%, right? And so I'm usually showing up above and beyond what is normal for everyone else anyway. So when my bare minimum hits, it is not so far off that people are like, man, that was just garbage. It's just like it's not what I expect from you, but it's not poor quality. The way that I'm showing
Yeah.
up is still quality. And so I allow for that to happen when it happens, because I'm like any other day it's 110%. So on today when I'm giving like 85%, my overall average still ends up around the 100 mark, and I'm going to let
Mhm.
today be what it is. And then I also try to think, especially if I'm around people that I'm familiar with, like these people know how I can show up and what I'm capable of. So on a day when I'm not showing up that way,
Bless
excuse
you.
me, I was trying to hit the mute, but it wasn't quick enough. Um, on a day like today where I'm not showing up in that way, I have to trust that they respect me enough, care about me enough, and will give me enough grace to let today be today, and still come back tomorrow and let me be different tomorrow, and show up differently tomorrow, and let me be tired because I'm human too, and they have to be okay with that.
Yeah, I mean that falls right into what we talked about with the morning rituals. We ended up on a side tangent about like a tech issue that you had sort of in that space. And you know what? Yeah, we're just having a bad tech day. And like your clients aren't going to be like, oh, that's terrible, I'm never talking to you again, right? Like they're not going to read you out for it, right? You're doing the best you can. And I think that vulnerability of being able to say, man, I just did not sleep well last night. So if I'm a little off today, like I just apologize on the front end, right? Like that vulnerability with people actually is what builds relationships over time. So I don't think it's a bad thing to acknowledge that you're at, 75, 85%, like you're just not there. And if somebody's seeing that, just to sort of like say that's what's going on. Why not?
Hmm. Yeah, agreed.
Okay. The second part of segment 3 is emotional and energetic benefits. Rituals create closure. They say the day is done. I am safe now. I hadn't thought about that, like telling yourself that you're safe now before you go to bed. People that toss and turn or have anxiety and can't fall asleep because of racing thoughts. I think that I am safe now might really kind of help quiet that as sort of like, like a mantra or like a meditation.
Mm-hmm.
You shift from the external achievement to internal restoration. And that's
Ooh,
like an internal achievement, right? Like
yeah.
restoration. Agency lives here. Choosing care equals reclaiming your power.
Just me grab
I
my
am
power back.
I am somebody who sleeps well, right? Like this is the whole thing about me. Like me saying that I can't meditate. I'm terrible at it. I've like sort of switched that, and I'm like I'm a person who meditates. I've been doing really well now, right? So maybe we have like a little thing about like I'm a person who sleeps well. I take care of myself through my sleep. Segment 4, ritual rescue kit, ideas and results. So we have sensory rituals, warm oil leg massage or magnesium spray.
Hey.
I do that and it works. It really, for me, my husband too, it works for him. Aromatherapy, lavender, Vivitor or custom blend.
Okay.
I like when my house smells good, but I feel like but what I've had is like either messy or like chemically, and I don't want chemicals in that, especially with the dog and the cat. No.
Mm.
But they have essential oils and stuff. I haven't really looked into that. Have you done any of the like essential oil kind of thing?
We have an essential oil diffuser, and I want to say that it was I feel like it maybe had a light. So my husband is a gadget buyer. He bought one and it's like white, but I think it has a light. And so when we had it in our bedroom, the light at night wasn't working for us.
Yeah.
But I definitely love a good scent. I feel like scents in particular are a very easy elevation to a space. Like when you come home and your home always smells the same, it's like a good way to let your body know where you're at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Almost like that thing where you have to go to the bathroom first, like when the closer you get to your house, right? Like your body knows where you are in proximity to like the scent also kind of has the same thing. Yeah, I like that. Dim the lights and light a candle after 8 p.m. I will not be lighting a candle because my biggest fear is sleeping through a house fire and sort of dying that way. So I might need some of those like fake candles, like the little, yeah.
Yeah.
Mind body rituals, breath work or 5-minute yoga.
Hmm.
Breath work,
Sometimes.
I'll say yes,
Hmm.
only because I was doing the Wim Hof breathing exercises. I don't know if you've heard of him before.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he is like master of this breathwork thing and like cold plunging and like he's got a great book. I forget what it's called, but it's a really good book. So breathwork I feel like does work for me. I'll say too, I've done like cold showers before bed and that seems to calm my nervous system down a lot. That doesn't work for everybody, right? Other people will get like ramped up by that, like, yeah, let's go eat a bear. The opposite is true for me.
Okay, I'm
Um,
looking this up. I haven't heard of it before, but it does make a lot of sense. It was someone that I must follow on YouTube who went through all of these varying no, it was morning rituals that he did. Um Maybe it was morning and night, but one of them was like to tense up your body, like tense up your entire body, hold that, and then release. And so that is something that I've practiced a couple of times before, and I have found that it makes a big difference. The yoga, you won't get me. It's hard for me to want to move around at night. I want to be
yeah,
a potato.
I'm already a potato and I'm not unpotatoing for yoga. It's not happening.
Yeah.
And to the point, like we're doing what feels good to us and not what we feel obligated to do. So I'm going to say
Yeah.
yoga is not for you and not for me, but there might be somebody out there that they're like, yeah, that really helps me out. My friend, she is like a yoga instructor. So she knows like the moves that are just going to like chill her out, right? Like it's probably good for her.
Yeah.
Um, They're mentioning a Glimmers journal. That's journaling 3 tiny beautiful things from the day. I like that. Like
That's
I'm
cute.
the brain dump thing, right? Like, and then like a little gratitude. I love that.
That's cute. I like a glimmer.
And we talked about this gentle sound bath or binaural beats playlist, or like the sound machine, like you're talking about. I think there's something there. Soul rituals that it has listed is an oracle pull, which I'm guessing is like tarot cards.
Okay. Well, let me
It's
look
not my
this up.
go-to. Like, here's my tarot cards. I got the Disney
Oh, cute.
Disney villains. Yeah, they were so fun. I've just been fooling around with them. My friend is like very much a spiritualist, so she's like, I don't know, just get some and play with them. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I don't gravitate towards that necessarily for my evening routine, but somebody else might. Writing a letter to your future self or reading something sacred to you. I know my parents used to like to read the Bible before they went to bed. So
Yeah. I think,
calming, spiritual.
yeah, I don't know what I would read if before I went to bed. I mean, I could probably reread the like my morning read.
Like reinforce whatever you read in the morning.
Yeah,
And
just
like
come back
maybe
to it.
reflect on how your day, applies to whatever you read or doesn't apply, right? Like it could go both ways sort of thing. I think it's
Yeah.
good, sort of like opening the chapter and like closing the chapter, right? Yeah.
Hmm. And I feel like it also helps to like, I guess to what you're saying, like help it sink in, right? Like sometimes if I just read it that one time in the morning, it was like, oh, that was interesting. I learned something. And then the whole day happens and there isn't any other touch point with whatever the thing is. Some of it cuts through, but sometimes there's times where it doesn't cut through. So revisiting it at night could be a good way to sink it in.
Yeah. Well, we both talked about doing less electronics and reading something. So I feel like that would be just a good like daily placeholder, like just 5 minutes, right? Like a quick read, a short read, not
Mhm.
necessarily like, a whole chapter of the Bible. That's kind of a lot, but like whatever you read in the morning and sort of like coming back and like looking at how that did or did not play out in your life. I like that a lot. Yeah. Well, this has a burn bowl, which is like a
At
witchy
night?
thing. It's like a witchy thing where you write down your thoughts. Here's what it says: release thoughts or stress by writing on something on paper and burning it in a bowl. I feel like I want to be a potato. I'm not here to have a barbecue. You know what I mean? Like some people, it might feel good, right? But I'm not. That's not my go-to.
It sounds
This
like
one
too
is a
much
little
cleanup.
better. What'd you say?
I said it sounds like too much cleanup.
I'm
I gotta write
saying,
it,
right?
burn it, clean up whatever I put in this bowl. Too much.
It's not happening. I like this one because I'm a space nerd. Stargazing or moonlight walk to connect to something bigger. I like to think that Neil deGrasse Tyson says that we're made of star stuff. Like I'm very invested in that. It makes me feel like really big and really small at the same time. So
Yeah.
yeah, looking at like a big full moon or sort of like gazing at the stars. I've got the Skyview app on my phone. I love to see like where the constellations are and we could see Jupiter tonight or whatever, right? Like I'm very like I love that. That feels good to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I I am a person who has judgments about night walkers. About I know it sounds strange, but when people walk at night, I'm like, where are you going? What are you doing? What's going to happen to you? It's dark outside. Don't walk at night. And it's just me being scary. I also live in a place
Yes.
that has so much light pollution that I wouldn't be able to see anything outside. Which is probably why they're walking at night because they're like, it's basically daylight out here. But I'm still like, guys, it's nighttime. Go inside.
Isn't that when the serial killers are out? Like, why are you
It
outside?
is. Someone's
I will
behind the
tell you though,
bushes.
they're always in the bushes. I just keep leaving. Jump out. Bring the dog. Bring the dog. I will say though, at my parents' house, they're on this like lake. They're in the middle of like the North Woods, and it's just like almost no light pollution. Um, And they have like a little lighted walkway down to like where the lake is, and you can walk out on the dock and just see all the stars. And when you have the aurora borealis, you can walk out and just see it all just like going on out there, and it's really incredible. But that's a safe space. I feel like the biggest concern there would be like a bear.
Pretty big.
So
When we
pretty
talk
big,
level of concerns.
well, it's a lighted area. We don't keep any food or anything outside, so there's really no reason why they would be coming up there. But sometimes we just cross paths with a bear out there. It's just part of what's happening. All right, next segment, supplements as support tools. So these are not necessarily designed as the only thing to get us where we want to go with our evening ritual situation is going, but they can be helpful. Melatonin, which is great for short-term circadian reset. When you get off for like when you're traveling, right? Like I was off because I had to move my schedule for vacation. I should probably find my melatonin. It's for use low dose and not long term. You don't want to be setting your circadian rhythm. You kind of want to let your body do that naturally, but it does help you sort of control the schedule around that. Have you used that before?
I have. In fact, I was just talking about it with my husband about using it on nights when I have less time in my sleep schedule. So for instance, like I know on Thursday night, I'm probably going to get home a little bit later, but I'm planning to work really early, like 5:45 on Friday morning. So that's a melatonin night. Like, let's take it. I'm going to go to sleep quick. The sleep is going to feel really deep when I am asleep. And then I usually don't get a full 8 hours of sleep when I take melatonin. I don't know what it is, but like I won't get the full 8 hours anyway. So I'll be able to wake up around the time that I need to be at work, but feel pretty well rested.
So that sounds to me like when you're taking synthetic melatonin, your body makes melatonin really well. And so when you take synthetic melatonin, your body's like, oh, we already have some, so it doesn't make any. So that melatonin runs out, and you kind of wake up a little bit earlier.
Sounds about right.
Which is actually good news because your body makes melatonin really well. So yeah. We talked about magnesium spray. It helps to release tension, supports muscle and nervous system ease. Spray it on someplace that has hair on your body. That's like the best way to get the most absorption out of it. Also, wear gloves when you put it on because you don't want to get it like in your eyes or your mouth or anything. Not that it's terrible for you, but it just doesn't feel good.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's just like if you could avoid it, just fine. Next one is L-theanine, ashwagandha, and herbal teas. I love ashwagandha. I take it every day.
Really?
Yeah, it puts my anxiety like in check. I do like to take it before bed. It doesn't make me sleepy. It just makes my body feel like relaxed. So it's sort of like part of the process. Well, I guess taking my medication at night is part of my evening ritual as well, right? So we'll put that in there. Yeah, support calm, regulate stress, pair with a ritual to anchor the effect, right? The time traveling gratitude thing I do when I take my pills. But yeah, have you tried ashwagandha before?
We tried it a while ago. It must have been like a year or two ago. It was on sale. And I was like, okay, let's just try it. Let's see what happens. And I don't know what I was anticipating happening. So I didn't notice any effects. I don't know if I knew what I should be looking for. So I was like, what's this doing to me? Is it doing anything at all?
Yeah, when anxiety was really high, when my blood pressure was high, is really when my anxiety was like at its worst. I think those two things are like very related for me. But I would take ashwagandha in the morning, and I would be like, okay, I'm calm. I can handle the day today. And now that my blood pressure is fine, I just take it in the evening because it feels good, but also like there's a calming effect in the body that I really enjoy. It's got like a little statement here. It says supplements can help, but presence is the most powerful ingredient for sleeping rituals. True. Oh, segment 6, busting the tyranny of should.
Hey, get out of here. Should alarm.
Well, I like that this GPT is like picking up. I put in like a bunch of notes from like all of the sessions that we've had everything. So it's picking up on sort of like the things that we like to talk about. So I love talking about this. Even self-care can get co-opted by perfectionism.
Oh.
I like that because I like being reminded, like, even that can be taken over by like the shoulds and like the perfection and the people pleasing, right? Like, this needs to be like our own space that we own and we're responsible for. And, keeping all of that kind of like out. That's its own ritual, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that little internal check, right? Because it's not external. What does this look like? How is it going to look to me, or how am I going to feel about this next week when I, did or didn't do it? It's like, how does this feel right here, right now, today? Do I want to? Yes. Do I want to? No. Okay, if I don't want to do it, then I'm just not going to do it. I feel like sometimes for recovering perfectionists like myself, there's like this, if I say no today, I'm saying no forever. Or like if I say no today, that's bad. And like it's gonna have a really big impact. And it's like, not really. If I
Not
don't
as you think.
Not as much as you think. Like if I don't floss this one day, my dental hygienist, he's not gonna know. I will gargle and make sure that I floss in the morning, and we'll be okay. Like it's okay to skip steps in your routine if they don't feel like they are having the intended effect of helping you relax, de-stress, decompress, and get ready for sleep. If you just put tasks on your to-do list before you go to sleep, you're taking away time from the sleep, which is a thing that you want.
Yeah. It's really funny. I'm getting this vision of you sort of like sitting on a couch, like trying to go to bed, and your dental hygienist is just like sitting on your shoulder, like the angel and the devil, but yours is like your dental hygienist.
He has a big impact on me, okay? He says things.
I'm saying that's really sticking with you. It is in there.
It is.
It's all right. So it's got another thing. If your ritual feels like pressure, it's a routine in disguise.
Mm.
I feel that one. Reclaiming your evening means stepping off the performance treadmill, even in rest. Okay, the performance treadmill. Let's just take a minute for that. Like, who are you performing for when you're going to bed? Just yourself. That's it.
Yeah, this is not a reality TV show. Nobody is watching you. Nobody's going to see anything that you're doing besides you. There's no need to perform here. This, in fact, is probably the place that you are most safe to not perform, to just be.
Yeah. Well, especially when we have spouses like we do that are just really just concerned about our self-care and like feeling good about who we are and what we're doing. They're just very supportive. I feel like there's people that don't have that, and like, there may be a performative part of going to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what to do about that other than kick somebody in the butt, but
How about we say we did and we don't, okay? Because I can't imagine performing at nighttime. When I come into my home and I close my door, I let it all hang out. It's a great place to be. I couldn't imagine feeling like I couldn't let it all hang out in here.
yeah, I mean, when I would come home from work, it was just sort of like the clothes come off, whoosh, and we are in the jammies. I'm like making dinner in my jammies and my slippers. Like that's where it's at, right? Like, yeah, absolutely. And I think while I was in the dating world, it was like I knew that I couldn't be with this person because there was just no way that I could ever not be. I couldn't have said this at the time, but I'm looking back and I would be like, there's just no way that I couldn't let it out. Like I'm acting like what this person wants for me to be. And if I stop acting like that, I feel like it's just going to be over,
Yeah, that pressure
So
to perform.
yes. So yeah, being in a relationship and a household that, you really just feel comfortable and also comforted in and supported in, I think that's probably like the biggest thing about evening rituals, right? Is like having a safe place and like that whole thing of like, I am safe now, right? I think saying that to ourselves is like probably more important than we realize.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think if you are in a space where, not 100% of your home is safe, right? Like maybe the living room isn't safe because your pressure to perform is highest there because you're a parent or your spouse is, someone who can be critical of you. Is there a space in your home that you can go to that feels safe? Is it the bathroom? Is it your closet? Is there some place that like can be sacred to you that gives you the space that you need to be able to do what you need to do to take care of yourself? And I'm a big proponent of that for like most people. Like when I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, my room was like the sanctuary. I love being able to go into my room and close my door and like just do whatever I wanted to do in my room. And the fact that the door was closed always made me feel like I'm okay now. Like I'm in here, I can do whatever I want to do. And I feel like we need that still as adults. Like sometimes
Mhm.
it's my office is the space that I can go to. Sometimes it's the balcony where, my husband's inside and now I'm outside. And it's just like a space where I can be 100% on my own without any interruptions, without any like thoughts of other people or how to care for other people, just like turning my brain off and being alone.
Yeah. Um, I think I resonate with that with you, especially because we are both like firstborn kids. And I had my own room, and then I didn't have my own room for a while, and then I
Mm.
did have my own room again, right? And I didn't feel unsafe with like my infant sister in the room with me. Like it wasn't like that, but it was like, okay, like I'll share my room. But I also feel like you're talking about like living room versus bedroom versus like different places in the house. I feel like I am performative in my living room because it's got a big window to the world,
Hmm.
right? Every house that I've been in, the living room just has like this big window in the front. Or like here, it's like a series of windows, but like everybody like walks by, right? And not like I'm trying to like run around the house naked all the time or anything, but you know, I'm like more conscious of like what I'm doing, maybe like how I look, or you know what I mean, like all that kind
Hmm.
of thing. Our bedroom, on the other hand, we have those dark curtains, the light blocking curtains. It is like a cave in there, and we have the best mattress. We love our mattress so much. It just is so good. But I've never really thought about like how I feel different in different rooms. Here, I feel like I'm like on display on purpose. Like this is my
Yeah.
like razzle dazzle place. Here's where I shine. My brain is like activated, right? Like that kind of thing. It's like definitely a different energy. But I kind of like the thought of like kind of auditing, like how do I feel in the laundry room? How do I feel in the garage, right? Do I like it? Do I dislike it, right? That's kind of like an interesting maybe exercise. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not sure like what the value is of that, but at least understanding how you feel in each space, and then do I like that or don't? Maybe is there something that I would change?
Yeah. And
What
as it
What do you
relates
think?
to the evening routine versus ritual, it's like, okay, if I'm in a space that makes me feel performative, is this the best space for me to decompress or try to be creative or whatever your objective vibe is for your evening ritual? Is this space going to be a space that allows me to create that vibe? And if it doesn't exist here, how can I now create it? Because I think, to that original point of like, I'm safe here, like, I'm safe, I'm comfortable. I can also relax enough to create whatever vibe it is that I want to create. So yeah, that's what is coming up for me, and I'm curious to see. I definitely know that, like you said, like my office is a space. This is like my space in our apartment, but it is also my space to work. It is not necessarily a space where I like come and I want to hang out and relax. So my relaxing space is the living room. It's like the couch. I just want to lay there. Um, or the balcony. Like I can go outside, I can close the door. But the balcony, like you said, is outside. So the world is out there. So there's a certain way that I have to look, dress, whatever before I can go out there that isn't the same as like I can just lay on my couch and be a potato.
Yeah, the potato that I really want to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really interesting. Da, 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 da. All right, gentle questions for our listeners.
Listen up, people.
What part of your evening feels like obligation? Where could you swap in curiosity for control? what would it look like to make space for you and not just sleep? I think we really just hammered. I mean, we knocked that one out of the park just now. So, and I'm also getting, there's like an installation I want to put up in the bedroom that I have been, I don't know what I'm waiting for. I feel like it's just going to fall on us while we sleep because I'm not going to put it up right. So I feel like that needs to go up and like be a part of our sleeping arena, I guess we'll call it. We're like sleeping gladiators. That'll be our arena. What do we want that to feel like and look like? All right. Last segment of wisdom and affirmation. Evenings are for returning to myself. So as mornings are for priming up, evenings are for returning to ourselves. I choose rituals that restore me.
Yeah.
This moment is mine to shape. So yeah, that's what our personalized GPT had for us about evening rituals.
Maps to the GPT. She did her thing.
She did her thing. She did good. She's like our third partner in these fun recordings, podcasts, whatever we're going to call it, right?
Yeah. She is definitely the third co-host. We take it from the top, and then she comes in like, hey, what about this? You didn't think about this. And we're like, oh, you're right. You have some good ideas.
Cool.
Okay. What's your takeaway from our conversation today?
Oh, I'm doing 3. Well, let's say 4 things. So electronics cutoff time, I'm going to try that. When that cutoff time comes, I'm going to do the brain dump, right? I'm going to do my identity studio, like journaling kind of thing. And that's my like last electronics. Lotions and potions. And then I'm into this like napping challenge thing. I have like the time and the space to do it. So I kind of want to see like if I'm thinking about my happy napping place, if I can sort of like get like that good deep sleep, if that is something that if those things are related or could be related, I guess is really what I mean.
Yeah.
What about you?
I love that. Okay, I'm with you with the brain dump. I put it on for myself to make an alarm for my electronics cutoff time, just to have some type of cue of like, okay, this is when it is. I also am with you with the visualizing the best sleep, best nap situation. Let's see what that does. And then I think I'm also going to try the 5-minute reread of my morning, like, oh my gosh, morning like devotional thing.
Whatever you're reading that day.
Yeah, come back to it and see how that goes in the evening. So we have evening rituals now. We started this conversation with like we just go to sleep and do the best we can.
I love that. We just got in what, like an hour or something? That's amazing.
Yeah.
We are people who have evening rituals and morning rituals. Heck yeah. Have fun.
Yes, we did it.
Yeah, that's amazing.